It is not enough to be busy. And usually when we're so busy, we ended up of looking at finishing task after task. At the end of the day, what is it that we're trying to achieve? Why do we want to achieve it? And how do we efficiently achieve it? My name is Marisol Medes, and I work for Myob. I'm based in Christchurch, New Zealand. And in the next few minutes, I'll be covering 6 topics. So the first one is the PMO overview. Second one is about our journey. And the third one would be how we structure our PMO within the company. And then fourth would be the objectives. And the next one would be results. What did we achieve in the past few years? And then the last one would be the future. What are the next steps for us? I'll start with our PMO first. MOAB has started way back in 1991, and we have roughly 1.2 million of businesses that we support, and we have 50 plus products roughly, and supports 40,000 accountants. We also cover the enterprise, the SMEs, and these are the snapshots of some of our products overall. So as a result, we are a leader in the business management solutions in Australia and New Zealand. And our PMO is supporting the enterprise solutions. MYOB has this DNA, values, and vision and experience that we always demonstrate on a daily basis. Our vision is to make sure that every client will have the best experience with us. We always would like to help businesses to succeed. And to achieve that, we always provide the best result for our clients. We simplify it. We always collaborate and continuously innovate. It's because clients drive our world. This DNA feeds to the PMO in the organization. We are using the same DNA and support this for the overall organization. It says in here, we are passionate. It's because we just don't love what we do every day. We are very passionate on everything that we do in MYOB. To give you an overview on what is the PMO in MYOB, way back in 2011, we started unifying things. And then by 2014, we formed the PMO. And that is by combining the company strategy with the processes, centralization, and collecting all of those best practices that we have and aim for the 5-star. It's just like, when you go on a vacation, you aim for a 5-star hotel or accommodation. It's exactly the same. We always would like to have the best quality in everything that we do. And one of those things is successful project, would be the successful projects, finishing it on time in our own budget. But it's not only about projects. PMO has wider contribution that in the business. It's about continuous value generation. If you look at my previous slide, it's like the queen ant, where it focuses on the end result. PMO have all the services in the business to make sure that we have repeatable, successful project. It's not only about the client's experience, but it's about excellent client experience. And that is by continuous innovation to help the business to succeed. So let's look to the second topic, which is about our journey. Where did it came from? And where are we going in the future? This is a snapshot of one of the photos I've taken in my recent trip in South Island in New Zealand. So our journey, this is how it looks like at the moment. We are here, and this is 2011. So it started with, at one point, the 16 is about the 16 projects. There was this specific scenario where we have 16 active projects to be assigned to one project manager. And we need to be able to contain and make sure that we deliver the highest quality of this project, but at the same time be able to cope with the volume of work for one project manager. And from then, we've used the right templates, the guidelines, and we develop all those kits. So the project manager won't have to restart from start in recreating those data and provide the best service to the client. From that point, we develop it into combining the two practices in New Zealand and Australia. And it took us probably 3 years to develop that unification. And then after that, few months after that, we decided to form the PMO. We had a kickoff with both of the teams from 2 countries and then developed that PMO. After a year, we focused on continuous unification in both countries, which is focusing on small things, all these areas, the processes, the templates, the methodology, and all the guidance around it. Then after that, we have an automation and putting everything into the clouds as much as we can. Like, we started from automating the end-to-end process, from new work, sales process, the new work requests, all of the pipeline that goes to the implementation team and flows through to the billing and flows through the support. So we have the tool that we need to support the business and automate it as much as possible. We also remove all of the double entries in the operations. So when, for example, the consultant would log their time online, it would feed straight to the project schedule, actual hours, and it would also feed automatically to the billing part every end of the month. We also aim for the cloud-based, where everyone can store all of the best practices and templates and guidelines, all the knowledge base in the cloud. And anyone can access it even in their mobile phone, like their bookings. They can view the project schedule online using their laptop anywhere they go, wherever they are. And then in 2017, we focus on optimization, optimizing all of the reports that we can actually pick up from the system and utilize it to help us make better decisions. And we proceed on innovating things. Then this year, we are focusing on expansion, expanding the contribution of the PMO in the wider business. So this journey is a crucial part of our PMO. It's a good reflection, it's like a mirror, where it shows you where we came from and it shows where we want to go. In the next slide, I'll be showing you the structure of the PMO in Myob. So here we have this is the PMO manager. I am the PMO manager, and we have solution managers in WA and WASA, which is in Australia, Victoria in Australia, and then Sydney, which is New South Wales and Queensland. We also have solution managers in South Island and North Island, which is in New Zealand. Our solution managers have different hats. One is to work as a project manager when we have a project. They also work as the practice manager on the other hat to look at the revenue overall for that team. So in this structure, I'm showing you in here that as the PMO manager, I work closely with all of this solution manager when they're managing all of their projects in their regions. We also make sure that they would be able to manage any project in outside of their region. So we unify all of it. And on the functional managers, so what I mean by that, if we have a team, like a sales team who would need some process development or template development, we do that by working closely with that functional manager and develop the process with them, finding out the right key stakeholders, rolling out the changes until it's implemented. So this concept of having a very strong relationship with all these managers is the key to support the whole business in providing the best PMO service for the business. We also have project coordinators in different regions. 5 of them are located in 2 countries, and 4 of them are in Australia, 1 in New Zealand. 2 of them are reporting directly to me, and 3 of them are functionally reporting to me, and they report to some of the solution managers. So basically the concept of this one is our project coordinators are acting as the junior project manager when there is a big project. They co-manage the project with our solution managers and make sure that every project is proactive, it's completed on time and within the budget. They also do some risk management and also expert in creating project schedule. And usually sometimes the project would last for like a year or 2, sometimes 3 years, but they know how to do those project planning. So overall, this is the structure. And if it's a client-based project, this is the structure, but sometimes we have some internal projects that we focus on every year, and that means that our sponsor would be the executive or way above that. Sometimes we have to work on the outside of the business, outside of this umbrella, to support the business with those internal projects. Our project sponsors on this side is the head of services or the general manager. This is the head of services, and this is the general manager for enterprise solutions. And we are all located in different regions in 2 countries. Objectives. The concept about this one is, if you remember the slide that I've shown earlier, it's all about our DNA. This DNA is basically to create a framework. This PMO is aimed to really create a framework within MOAB to have consistent delivery of solutions and services for our clients. And if you notice in here, we are focusing on consistent high quality, not only one-off, it's consistent. We always aim to have a simplification and unification within the business, centralization, improve the solution delivery, and always support the MOAB's initiatives and strategies. Why? So the question is always why. Every time we do something, we always go back to this magic question about why. It's because clients drive our world. When we deliver a project or we deliver a solution to them, we would like to make sure they have the best experience with us. We always collaborate because the key about project success is not only about within the budget and on time, it's about communication, especially with the current technology. Sometimes we have different teams from different locations. We need to make sure that we communicate efficiently with our teams and have that rapport that we can work as a team. We aim to simplify and innovate and always focus on the results. In MOV, we always would like to make sure that our clients would feel it, that we take it personally to help them to succeed. At the end of the day, we're focusing on this positive experience. It's always increasing the positive experience for our clients. Results. So in the next few slides, I'm going to show you what are the results that we've achieved so far based on those services that we have in PMO. Success is not a one-time act of greatness. It is constant perfection. It's also constant innovation. It's the continuous value generation. I've shown this in the previous slide about the services, but basically we are focusing on the results. And that result has to be great, consistently great, just like the queen ant. We always focus on the end result. In the next few slides, I'll be touching each one of these pillars and show you the results that we have achieved so far in the past few years. So let's start with the client experience. Overall, what we achieve is we have completed all of the projects for the past 2 years on time and within the budget. And to make it happen, it requires a lot of team effort, the collaboration, the detailed experience of the client to make sure that they're not just happy about the dollar in the time. They would be able to see the online view of their projects, the completed ones, the in-flight, or any new work request that's been requested in MYOB. They can see it anytime they want to because they have the access to the project schedule and the financial status of every project that they have in MYOB. We also help them identify any risk as early as possible, not just on the budget, but we cover a lot of things like the one in the PMBOK where you cover 9 areas. The 9 areas like the time and the communication, the resource. We also manage to help them with the changes. Like even when before we go live, we provide them with all the guidelines on what are the things they can prepare for the future, the rollback plan, the go live plan, the pre-go live plan. All of it are provided to our client. So if I am the client as well, I would feel that there is always a continuous innovation in the project. If we made mistakes, it's fine. That will make us better in the future. And that's why we always have these lessons learned conducted. And lessons learned will be useless if it's not action. So we make sure that every item in the lessons learned are taken care of and we do something about it. The standard guidelines. We've been in this business for the the enterprise part for more than a decade, and we have collated all these best practices and created these standard guidelines for our clients. So what it means is, if I am the client, I will have these standard guidelines with me, and I can customize it based on my requirements. I can save the time and focus on the more important things. The guideline is like a treasure where if sometimes the client doesn't know where they have to test or verify it before they go live, before we do the testing, they have everything that they need in every stage. and they can focus on the things that really matters to them. So this one supports that one. It's just highlighting how we value our clients' experience in a very detailed way. The difference between good and excellent, I believe it's about the details, how we care about the details. This is the snapshot of how our clients are taken care of. I'm not intending to explain to you every part of this flowchart, but I'm just giving you a snapshot that it's very detailed review on how we value our clients' journey with us, from the sales team to implementation team, going to support, how they are taken care by our account manager once the project is completed. What are the templates that the client would get if they come with us on a project and ask us to help them with their business, to make it simple for them? We also have all the tools that we have in here on the right side, and these are the type of services that we provide to client. So the key about this one is about it's about the snapshot of how we deliver the best experience for our clients, how unified it is, how we make it proactive for the client at the very beginning, how we support them, how we set the expectations, how we identify those risks. It tells a lot of things. This one is a snapshot of what the client can view when they have projects or ad hoc work with us. So if you can see here, this is the first snapshot where if I am the client, I would see what are my projects. And it shows in here as well what is my approved budget and what is the actual so far. Sorry, that's too fast. And also the same as the schedule. So the schedule can be imported as a PDF and XML, just like an MS project. But the beauty about this one, all these schedules are all connected to each other, and it becomes like one team schedule where everyone can see everyone's availability regardless of their project. I will be supporting a separate document to give you the rest of the details of this view. The next topic that I'm going to cover is about the service on the portfolio. The key about the portfolio is when we have a lot of projects, we would like to make sure, we'd like to see the health of all the projects overall in one glance. We don't need to wait and have a meeting with all of the project manager if they are running it within the budget or on time. If you can see here, this is the snapshot of the completed big projects. The blue one is the budget. The orange one is the actual. It shows in here that so far, 100% of all the projects that's been completed are completed on time and within the budget. These are the figures. It is also using the same methodology. This graph is not only about a reflection of within the budget on time, but it's also about the team behind it who made it happen. And it happened in different regions. Sometimes the team is a combination of a consultant from Perth plus a consultant in New Zealand, and the project is in South Island, but they made it happen using the DNA that I showed you earlier, with a combination of the right tool, the template, the process, the team, the collaboration, the training, everything. In the portfolio level, we also have provided to all of the managers this view where they can see their budget, what is the checklist that, like all of the checklists based on the quality for that project, are they all done? It shows as well the estimate to complete and the estimated completion. This gives them the past, the current, and the future. When they see the future, they can make quick decisions on what they're going to do for the current state. The second graph shows the managers to forecast what's going to happen on the billing side. It gives them as well the visibility if there's any bookings with no assignments in the future and what they're going to do, and make sure that it's in the balanced state. The next one would be processes. Processes is more of like focusing on the waste, removing the waste, improving the quality. So in high level, 99%, we have decreased the waste on correspondence. So I'll give an example. Um, this pillar, like the resource management, the online services, the sales and the project management, even the tools and security and consulting, it has all those details. But at the end of the day, what's basically happening is a typical example. If one consultant is talking to another DevOps manager and a project coordinator, and there were three of them talking to each other to achieve one thing. So in the past, they're probably gonna spend 30 emails and then 10 calls just to achieve on something. But now it only takes one request because they do it right at the very beginning. There's no need of going back and forth because it's clear on what's needed. So that way they can focus their energy on doing other more important things. Ownership. So in the project space, we always provide the roles and responsibilities, and it's always defined at the beginning. It's because since we work in a different time zones, sometimes different locations, the same time zone, and if the project is for the client, we have low control on the things that's going to happen outside of Myob. So what we do is at the very beginning, we set who owns what. It's also not just a one team project. It's a two teams effort to become one and deliver the best out of it. We define it at the very beginning to find the right stakeholders, communicate, identify what they expect from us, and make sure that if we cover all of the areas in the business, in the project, from the resource, the scoping, the time, the change, the quality, all those things, if we cover all of those things, the project will be successful in the end, and they will have a cohesive experience during the implementation of this project. This is another snapshot of the processes that we develop for the teams, where it covers different types. It covers multiple teams, from sales into implementation team to online team and the billing team. I am not meaning to explain to you the details about it, but it's just a snapshot that the key about it is to make sure that every department work together with each other to make sure that the clients would have the best experience with us. When they're moving from system to system, somebody will look after them, from technical person to a manager or a sales. It's not about promises. It's about making sure that we identify the right key person to identify the best solution for them at the very beginning, even on the pre-sale stage. The change management of this rollout has been done from start to end. When we develop this process, it's not just about developed by one person. It is a team effort where every functional manager and key stakeholders are involved in creating this process. And then we roll it out to different teams and have an agreement that as a team, we're going to work on it together and aim for the same objective. The next one would be templates. So templates are what we have achieved so far is we have identified all the standard guidelines in the big projects and also the small projects. So what it means is overall, we have covered some of this pillar, but every item here has a massive list of guidelines and templates internally and for our clients. It covers every part of the teams, like the consulting team, the sales team, and then the resource team. But overall, what it means is like, if I have a new project, and the task would be like 300 tasks, our project coordinator doesn't need to create 300 tasks because there is a project schedule template in our tool where it would allow them to just simply create it, and then it will automatically create the schedule for them. They even have those guidelines on what are the key points if they need to work on the live going backwards up to the scoping. Every project coordinator are trained on how to do that to quickly use their time, because it's very common on a project to change the milestone, to change the live date. You need to be able to to adjust to the change. And that's the key about the new projects now. You should be able to quickly respond and be able to address the change that the client or the project would need. Or if the sponsor has decided a different approach, we should be able to adjust to that change. And the templates help us to do that. The next one would be tools. So what I mean by tools is we have an online tools, as I mentioned earlier, that we move in the cloud, where it allows our consultants to have all the team schedule in one view. It gives all of their functional managers to be able to see what's happening in the future, what's happening in the past, how healthy it is. We also value the balance between work and personal life. So we look after those red ones and make sure that we don't over allocate the work with our client, with our consultants. Even this one, as the consultant, if I am going to work on a specific client or project, I have the minimum information that I need, which is like what is the task, what are those schedule, all those minimum information are provided. So I don't need to keep on calling our project coordinator on what I have to do. I can prepare in advance. I can view all of my bookings in the next 10 working days. All those details are available online for our consultants. We also use the SharePoint to centrally share everything that we need, anything that they need, like templates and the best practices. If they have any specific scripts that they have to do and reuse the scripts that they've created, then they can go to SharePoint and find that one without waiting for somebody to start working, especially that we have a big time zone difference between Perth and New Zealand. Next one is the resource management. It's about balanced workload. This topic is all about how we can actually provide the best result from our teams, not just ask them to keep on doing things. It's also about, since we are working in different regions, we unify the roles and responsibilities. So that way, any project coordinator can work in any region. They can also share the workload for consultants. So some consultants in New Zealand can work in Australia or vice versa. We also have an induction training for new starters on different levels and different roles. If there's a new sales coming or a new consultant or new project coordinator, they have that induction training to make sure that they are supported on day one. The new unified practice among the project coordinators, the key about this one, because there are probably 20 plus consultants who works in different spaces, they exchange work. They also share the spaces on some of the fixed price and time materials. It's a combination of all those type of work. But the beauty about it, our project coordinators are now able to work collaboratively because they have a unified practice in that space. We also provided training for all our project coordinators, because that gives them the engine to support our projects, especially the big projects, and keeping up with the demand. So when all of our solution managers are really busy with the projects and they have to focus on the other hats or a new strategy for the year, they would be able to delegate the work, like changing in the project schedule or changing the project plan, creating or identifying the risk. That is through providing the upskilling the project coordinator. We implement Lean Six Sigma. The beauty about this methodology, it's about the waste and the quality. And we always do that in every day to make sure that anything that we do every day is efficient as much as possible, and it's in the best quality. Tools are useless if it's not used correctly or not used in the same way. So we have the standard tools guideline to make sure that everyone is aiming for the accuracy and also the security of our data. Community, that's our next topic. So success is repeatable. We all know that. So we share it with the community. We share it, the client's experience, so they would know how we take care of our client's experience. What are the innovation we have done? The best practices that we have that probably they can reuse. And at the end of the day, it's the value that we have generated for the business. So these are the communities that I've put in the slides. First one is we're using Yammer. So internally, we have a Yammer on the PMO projects, change management, anything to do with the best practice. It's like the center of best practice. We also completed 4 to 6 days of internal project training for project coordinators. So now they know what is PMBOK, what is PMO, they know what is PEP, the project execution plan, what is a charter, they know the project completion report, the status report, they know as well the financial report. What does it mean about the estimate to complete? And also, what are those specific ones that they need to know in managing projects within Myob? The third one is we always run an on-demand sessions for In the Know. In the Know is more of like giving them info about overall on what is a PMO in the business, because we are a big, relatively big company where sometimes we hardly see each other because of the different locations. Like if I go to Melbourne, it's the whole floor of the mall and it's just too big. But the key about this one, when you keep on providing those sessions to everyone, everyone would know that, that's nice. I can use it to my team. And that's when it becomes a community where everyone would fit in and get the best out of it. Innovation, probably it's my favorite part of these services. I pick 3 topics or achievements for innovation. It's this 2 minutes auto generation of invoices in 2 countries for the implementation team. The journey to make it happen is a long journey, but now it is happening. Every month it's running, every time we run the billing, and it's amazing how it runs by itself. It's amazing how we did it. It's when we develop it, it's a combination of agile with a waterfall and a combination of a lot of constraints. But this innovation help us to use most of our time to do other things instead of doing those manual billing in the past. The second part is the client journey experience. If you remember the slide that I've showed you about the detailed flow chart, that's how detailed we are in looking after our client's experience. And at the end of the day, it's the detailed experience of the client. We would like them to have that aha moment to say, this project is just amazing, and I would recommend it to all of my friends or my colleague or anyone who would like to work with MYOB. The third one is the very interesting one. It's like a variable. What I mean by the template build methodology is, in the business we have, in the project management world, we have a waterfall, we have agile. We create a combination of agile and waterfall, and we call it water slide. We also have a simple version of waterfall. We can name it whatever we want to support the organization and find out how we can support them. And the beauty about this one, by using those methodology, we can create a different version of it and continuously innovate and provide that support and value to the business. So overall, it's about value generation through the continuous perfection and innovation. I'm not going to explain the details about this one. It's just a snapshot about 100% of the things that we have um, achieved so far. Even the mobile, our consultants can access their timesheet or lag their time using their mobile, and it would automatically feed to our project coordinators and into the billing. We have also achieved 100% resource utilization. And all this happened because of our focus, which is the client service, the innovation, and the best practice. The future. I've taken this photo just to reflect on what is the future. Um, I've taken this photo a week ago when I went to Mount Cook. It's just a beautiful scenery about the future. You'd see the mountains. It's like, what's going to happen in the future? We always want to aim high. In the future generations. So in the next slide, I'll show you what is going to happen in our business for PMO. We are focusing on expansion. It's about continuous value generation. I really like this quote. When I've look at the overall journey of PMO, it just summarizes everything that we've done in the past. And that is also the driver for the future. We would like to expand the PMO contributions to the business and repeatable, high quality delivery of projects up to there. These are the known ones, but I'm sure there will be more and more that we can do in the PMO. In the next few slides, I'll touch the two topics to give you the idea on what we want to achieve. So I'm reusing the structure that we have. So what I mean by expanding the contributions is the PMO would expand up to that level. It will continuously support the business on that level, even up to that level. And that's where we want to go. Once this is all working, then we can keep on growing and growing. It's about expansion through the value generation. We will also migrate some of the solution in the different products, which would cover the SMEs. And that would, the focus is to simplify and unify the experience as well. So that becomes another journey again for the PMO, to help them to streamline the sales, the support, the partners, and the clients. That covers everything, even like up to the detailed pricing, the billing and contract and licensing, unifying all of them. It's a very exciting space. It's an exciting future. The next one is the repeatable. Something, when I look at use the word repeatable, it's always about efficiency and cost reduction, and we can do any type of hybrid version of all the methodologies or templates or tools in the business and create that very special build or hybrid of the tool that we need to support the business, and also continuously provide the trainings and finding out the right key stakeholders. So when we inject the change, everyone is on board. It's not driven by one person, it's driven by the whole team from bottom up and down. It's okay to be busy as long as we always know what we want to achieve in the future. Begin with the end in mind. Thank you.